Billy got it bumping. Leg drop, boot to the face, we won't fold. Put a dude in this place, he out cold with a tombstone, grapple the waist, get laid flat. Can't escape, nowhere to go, the cage match. It's on now, when I spot him, it's no problem. Everybody stone cold till they hit with the rock bottom. Sharpshooter, I won't miss him like Bret Hart. Like Al Snow, they gon' need him a head start. I just might catch a better body than Mickey James. Get acquainted with the name, we bringin' the pain. Like Kane in the ring, all I see is red. Paul era, Undertaker, I can see the dead. John Cena putting hands in your face. 10 DBS, keep a milli on the waist. B2TF, better stay in your place or get smacked down, play it safe. What you talking about?
Welcome to another episode of Boot to the Face, powered by FullPressCoverage.com. Go there for all your sporting wants and needs, where I am sure they will talk about the United States basketball team going 5-0 in the prelims and all of the fucking that will be going on in the sleeping quarters with the new cardboard beds that apparently hold 450 pounds. EJ, I don't know if you've paid attention to the Olympic athlete, but I don't think 3 of them add up to 450 pounds. There's going to be a lot of sex happening over in the Olympics.
It depends what sport you're talking about. You go over to powerlifters and shot put, those could be some big people.
I could see one of them curling girls. Oof.
Beach volleyball, those are some tall women.
Yeah, buddy. Is that Summer Olympics beach volleyball? Because if so, your boy might be tuned in.
I bet you will. Like you was talking about U.S. basketball. You know what I'm tired of? The dream team would have never. If you look up statistics, they played against 6 NBA players in the whole tournament. And I hate the hypothetical anyway. There's no way we were able to tell unless we have a time machine. So I hate people with the hypotheticals. The dream team would have never. There's 61 other NBA players in this tournament outside of the U.S. basketball. So take that for what it's worth.
I mean, and you're right. But also, if you look at the dream team, that's what, 13 players on the team? Mm-hmm. 10 of them are like 10 of the top players in the history of the NBA. You know what I mean? Like, the guys on the team now, they're not going to crack the top 10 besides like LeBron. Maybe 1 or 2 other guys.
KD, Steph Curry.
Come on, man. The dream team, Jordan, Pippen, Patrick Ewing, David Robinson, Karl Malone, John Stockton. Like, these are like the greatest of the great. Of course they were winning by 50.
But they say this for every team that's come after that. They said it's about the redeem team. If you look at that team of 08, all of them were Hall of Famers. Same with the 2012 team.
I agree with you, but I also see the other point too. Is like, but like a win is a win, you know. Like if you win by 30 or you win by 5, you still get 1 in the W column. What the fuck does it matter? Just win, you know. Just go get the fucking gold medal.
And these are exhibition games anyway, so I'm sure when they gotta put the foot on the pedal,
it's supposed to be an exhibition.
Yeah, exactly. Good quote. I
love the Kobe documentary where they were like, he was trying to set the tone. He's like, see Pau Gasol, I'm gonna run through his fucking chest. And they were like, whatever, nigga. No, you're not. Have you seen that? Where they were talking about like how Kobe set the tone at the beginning and he went out to, you know, his best friend in the world, Pau Gasol, and he tried to kill him on the first play of the game. It had no consequence, like as far as points or whatever. But Kobe was just fucking setting the tone, and they were like, "Oh shit!" If I see that clip, I'm gonna send it to you because I see it like once a year. It's like Melo, LeBron, I think Wade, and somebody else, and even Pau Gasol was talking about it. And they were like, "Yeah, when he did that shit, we knew we ain't have a choice but to win because he wasn't gonna tolerate shit else."
That had to have been 2020. It might have been the 2018.
Yeah.
Because he got there like mid-season. Pau Gasol got there like mid-season in '08, like before that season ended when they played the Celtics. So yeah, that was '08 then. Yeah, man, Kobe was a different animal, different cat.
Guy, man. Really was. That was my guy. It was a, there's not a lot of athletes that like, as an adult, you start like veering away from looking up to people and shit like that. But I think Kobe was like the last one where I was like, that's my fucking guy. To the point where my ex, she found out about it. She was out with her friends shopping. She called me and she's like, "Are you all right?" I'm like, "I think so." Like, well, don't make it weird. Like, let's just fucking. I think I was in shock too because it just happened. It ain't like he was sick or like got murdered. Fucking, he was in a helicopter crash. It was like that can't be real.
Yeah, it was. I remember I was just gotten to Missouri and I was laying in my bed in my old place and I was like, what? But the same way you felt about Jordan is how I felt about Kobe when he was playing.
You didn't like Kobe?
Oh no. So I got to keep that same energy, but you got to respect this is worth ethic though, and how much he cared about winning. You got to respect that.
I was a Knicks fan. I mean, I'm still a Knicks fan, but like, I found myself cheering for Kobe to win more than the Lakers. So like when he got a couple rings without Shaq, I was like, fuck it. Like I cheered the whole time for it. I don't know. I just like Kobe. Kobe
I was more so an Iverson guy. I still think he was pound for pound one of the best players ever.
Man, niggas these days will never know the vibe that Iverson brought to the NBA. Like to experience that in real time. Like you can go back and watch certain things in sports, right? And people can tell you like Babe Ruth was the greatest, or you never seen a running back like Jim Brown, or like the Cowboys in the 90s. Like that's all cool to go back and watch. But to experience AI in real time, this motherfucker was incredible.
That's a bar right there. Experience AI in real time. That can mean a couple things nowadays, but yeah. Yeah, man. He was like a video game back then and only be 6 foot. They listed him as 6 foot, but some people think he was 5'11. And to do that to 7-footers and what he was doing, that's unprecedented.
Yeah. When he crossed over Jordan, what was that meme? Like when you when the little son comes out and like beats up your dad or whatever it is. When he crossed over Jordan, everybody was just like, what? But yeah, he just for like 4 years straight, man, AI was the guy.
Yeah, I was a Jordan guy, so that hurt my soul. But he got him, but it could have looked worse. He didn't like drop him, but he got him.
He did it without Jordan's push that Jordan did to Byron Russell. He didn't even have to push him. He just crossed him over.
Ref didn't call it.
That don't mean it didn't happen.
And all people remember is the pose after, and he just held that pose.
AI had motherfuckers wearing Reeboks. That's how good he was.
Exactly. They hadn't come back since.
Don't the Young Bucks got Reeboks now?
Yeah, I'm sure they got their niche, but yeah, I had those AI. What was it? The Answer 3s. Those all whites were clean.
I had the black ones with the patent leather around the side of them, like Jordans. Those are the ones I had.
He had a commercial with Jadakiss, and he was like a culture mover back then. AI
was again, to experience the AI thing in real time, like that dude was something. He's one of the people where it's like he wasn't my guy and he didn't play for my team, but I'm sad that he didn't get a championship because I think his place in history would have been so much higher if he would have.
AI, and then on the other side, basically at the same time, Mike Vick and AI, and they're both from Virginia. Go figure.
Yeah, Vic changed the game. I mean, he, obviously he had his dogfighting issue and had to go to jail or prison. But like even when he came back with the Eagles, like he was still slanging that thing. Like
yeah, like one good season with Eagles, but he was putting up like ridiculous numbers.
Yeah. I still remember Green Bay being undefeated in the history of the playoffs at home. And Atlanta went down there. And I remember I was at my grandmother's house in Kansas City watching this game. And Vic rolled out to the left and he was about to go out of bounds. and the guy came and tried to tackle him. He ducked, and the guy like grabbed his helmet, and he stopped. He fixed his face mask. He regrouped and looked to see down the field, and just took off for like 20 yards. And I was like, these motherfuckers about to beat Green Bay. Like, I remember thinking it right then and there, like, they about to beat Green Bay. I don't know what it was about that play. It was just something about like how they just could not get this guy on the ground.
What was that commercial? That was it a Nike commercial, the Mike Vick experience, where it was like the roller coaster ride.
Man, you used to hate playing Madden, and motherfuckers would pick the Falcons.
Oh no, we had a rule. You had to ban him because once he got out of the pocket, you couldn't stop him. You just run every time.
What do you mean you had to ban him?
We no foul. You can't pick the Falcons.
What if I'm a Falcons fan?
Oh, tough cookie.
That's crazy. You can't tell me who I can't pick. We're playing a video game.
That's how we did it. Was it Madden 05? 05 or 06? One of those Madden.
He was on the cover.
Yeah. So I remember playing at my friend Jack's house. Like, nope, you can't pick the Falcons anymore.
That's funny. What'd you get into this weekend, EJ?
What was happening this weekend? Man, I didn't do a whole lot of anything. I'm trying to think. Yeah, Slammiversary. That was Sunday, but I didn't watch that live. I feel like my memory's terrible. I didn't do anything. Oh yeah, because I had a meeting with the alumni chapter with my frat. I didn't do anything significant this weekend. How about yourself?
My girlfriend went out of town, girls' weekend. They went up to she went and stayed with her friend Katie and Brooke. They went to some water park or something like that, up in South Carolina. And I had my kids, and me and Layla went to an indie wrestling show on Saturday, sat front row for Disruptor Pro Wrestling. And it was fun. My daughter actually wanted to go when I asked her about it. And she had way more fun than I thought she would. Like, 12-year-old girl, they're like, nothing phases her right now. She's just like, yeah, no. Like, just very monotone, very, like, mellow the whole time. So I thought she was going to get there and be like, this is lame. But like, she's in there cheering for the baby faces and doing the chants. We started a chant about the referee sucking because he was cheating. She was like, Dad, everybody's chanting what we started saying. I'm like, yeah, that's how it goes. She's high-fiving and fist bumping the wrestlers. There's one female wrestler, Dana Jordan. She's a heel. She was in AEW. Then she got hurt. She's out there wrestling Ivy Malibu. And everybody's cheering for Ivy Malibu. I'm cheering for Danny Jordan. Danny Jordan wins. I'm cheering for her. She literally walks by me, tries to knock my head off, and it didn't work. Came back and knocked my head off again. And my daughter's like, you're not going to fight a girl, are you, Dad? I'm like, no, I'm not going to fight her.
She said she does it again, I might.
But yeah, man, she had a good time, so that was fun. She said she wants to go to another one. My thing, though, is, like, if I take her to a WWE or AEW show, we're not like, a TNA show is more crowd friendly,
interactive.
Right. So like we were literally right there. There was a guy bleeding. So it was like, okay, y'all quit throwing that motherfucker towards this turnbuckle because he's got blood all over his back. I don't want that shit on me. And so it was a good time, man. It was fun to see her get into it. I've taken my son to 2 events, and he's kind of like whatever about it, and he doesn't really want to go anymore. So it'd be cool if she was into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we went and saw an indie show. Ran into a couple podcasting people in Georgia that are out here, and they were telling me like GCW runs through here every now and then. And Zicky Dice was there. His wrestling promotion is going to be in the same building. The building was about an hour away from me, so it wasn't too bad. But apparently they run a lot of shows up there, so I might start going there, like, once a week in a month.
Zicky Dice, he just like quietly just stopped being at TNA. I guess that's what he's doing. You just answered my question.
He's everywhere though, like indies and shit like that. He's just like he's getting his money.
Yeah. And what was this promotion you went to?
This was called Disruptor Pro Wrestling.
Disruptive Pro Wrestling. I feel like Atlanta is like basically the capital of the South. I feel like probably a bunch of promotions run through Atlanta.
There was a lot of Nightmare Factory people there. Like Ivy Malibu was from the Nightmare Factory. Danny Jordan was there for a while. The big this guy was on AEW like 2 weeks ago. He's like 7 feet tall. He got squashed, but then he went on social media and like started making videos like I was on AEW TV, like I'm the fucking veteran in the locker room now, like bullying people and shit. So he's got kind of popular. He was there. I can't remember his name now to save my life, but he won with like he used Damian Priest's move, the choke slam, the sit down choke slam. I think I posted the video. But yeah, man, indie wrestling's a lot of fun. It's like it's very interactive. There was like little kids and shit in the front row arguing with the wrestlers. It's just if there's indie shows in your city and you're listening to this, go to one. Just fucking try it out.
Yeah, support local wrestling. Yeah, that's cool that you and your daughter bonded. I think if you took her to AEW, every time you go to AEW, you're able to get good seats. Like you were up front with Shane Taylor. If you got her like seats like that, she'd probably dig it. AEW is like real energetic.
I do get really lucky with AEW because even when I'm like kind of far back, shit happens. Like MJF and Jericho come fighting right next to us, or Moxley comes walking through. Like I've had really good experience with AEW, but I don't know. I was trying to explain to her like normally when you're on the front row, there's a barricade and you're like further back. We were there was no fighting on the floor in front of us because there was no room. Like there's literally like my feet and like 2 feet to the ring. Like we were that close to the fucking ring. So yeah, it was a good time. I enjoyed it.
That's what's up, man. And the podcast you ran out to, have you ever met them before?
Yeah, Tapped Out podcast with Nick and Myron. They've been around for a while. They do a lot of Georgia stuff. So like Southern Honor Wrestling and shit like that. Like any indie shows I've ever went to, one of them is there, and they know all the fucking wrestlers. Like they've interviewed all of them. They're a really good Southern podcast that they just kind of go to indie shows around here. They'll be at WrestleCade and shit like that, but for the most part, they just go to indie shows on the weekends here in Georgia, and they deal with all the wrestlers and shit like that. So Nick was telling me, he's like, yeah, front row is cool and all, but next time you come, like, hit me up. You can sit up there in VIP with us, which is like an elevated level, and apparently they get a good table. He's like, yeah, you can come sit with us and watch it from up there. It's a little bit better than because we were on the ground and we're literally like, it's like being in the front row of a movie theater. We're literally just like this the whole time, kind of looking up at the ring instead of looking at the ring.
Mm-hmm.
So they were at an elevated place, and then they got like, it's like VIP at a Vegas pool. Like they had their own waitress and shit like that. So they didn't have to get up if they didn't want to. But yeah, he's like, yeah, just let me know. Come sit with me next time.
That's what's up, man. Well, shout out to all the fellow podcasters out there. One nice tight-knit community in certain circumstances.
Right. But yeah, EJ, let's get into some wrestling talk. We had a lot going on this weekend. We talked about it right before we recorded. I have to use my phone's camera, so you're gonna have to carry the notes and shit like that because I got nothing in front of me. And first week in who knows how long, I actually wrote down my fucking power rankings, and now I can't even see them.
You actually wrote them down?
I wrote them the fuck down, and now I can't see them.
Well, how about this? While I bring that up, I could also type it in the chat, and so we can both see them. But yeah, like you said, there's a lot going on. Like the thing that's always freshest in our mind is what's going on Raw. Your boy CM Punk is cleared. I bet you were jumping for joy.
CM Punk's looking fucking in way better shape um than I remember him looking. Like he looked like he's ready to go. Um, I'm excited about it. I'm excited about seeing Drew whoop his ass.
That's how you think it's gonna go down?
Oh yeah, Drew's got to get in his ass. I feel like Punk may win the first match at SummerSlam, and Drew will win at Hell in a Cell. Some kind of way, Rollins will help Punk win by accident, and that'll kind of get Rollins and Punk geared up for WrestleMania. But I think Drew's got to win the feud. I don't think he's got to win this match. He's got to win the feud, though. Like, you can't have Punk doing everything he did to Drew and then have Drew come out like a sucker at the end.
I mean, you never know, though. You never know. Because CM Punk, as much as he rose people the wrong way, in person, the crowd is still behind him. So I feel like they put Seth Rollins as the special guest referee for shenanigans. Like, it's interesting that he doesn't have a match. So I think he's probably going to play a big factor in the outcome, right?
Yeah, you would think so. That's why I said I think he's gonna have something to do with the outcome, and so whoever ends up losing will have a beef with him. But I think Punk and Seth is geared towards WrestleMania.
Uh, uh, you think so? You think they're gonna just, I guess, delay it from a year and just do it next year?
Punk versus Rollins?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's going for WrestleMania.
No world title this time though.
Nah.
How could they like recapture like that vitriol that they had when he came out as Survivor Series? Uh I feel like it was like a perfect storm as far as the build up when they were about to go at it at WrestleMania. I feel like now it would be almost like manufactured.
They could bring it back up. It won't be hard.
I don't know. But I don't know. I feel like that's probably should be main event, shouldn't it be?
Yeah. Other thing that took place last night was the Dom Liv Rhea love triangle, where Dom decided that he hates Liv Morgan, and I have to question Dominic Mysterio's integrity because anybody that saw Liv Morgan last night, there's no way you can hate her. I don't give a damn what she does. There's no way you can hate Liv Morgan looking how she looked last night.
Man, I bet all the neck bears and the nerds were out the pop a gasket last night.
Well, I'm a neckbeard and a nerd because I was like, God damn.
She knows what she was doing with those shorts. Like they
Hey,
thirst
Miss Parker.
they thirst trapping with those. I mean, as a red-blooded male, I'm not gonna complain, but
Hey, when she did a little spin and she told Rhea, guys like Dominic don't go for people that look like you. They go for people that look like me. I was like,
I thought that was cold
she
blooded.
been listening to Boot to the Face.
I thought that was pretty cold blooded.
Yeah, but true.
She didn't have to go low like that.
Was it low or was it honest?
I mean, you're one of those guys, huh? One of those.
Look, as a, and I want to preface this with saying, I don't even know how to put it. I'm just gonna say it. As a man, I can't picture how any other man would pick Rhea over Liv Morgan. Not to say there's anything wrong with Rhea, but these are just they're two different leagues. They're two different sports.
Different strokes for different folks. not everybody's into like the little bleach blonde petite girl like that.
Not
I mean,
not everybody's into a perfect fucking looking woman that's like got a great smile and pretty face and good features and the whole nine. Like, there's nothing you can find wrong with Liv Morgan.
it just might not be your flavor. I got plenty of friends that like me. They're not into white women at all. Like they just
It has
not
nothing to do.
attracted to it.
Okay, I hear you. It doesn't have anything to do with white women. Like, they're both white. I'm just saying, if you put every man in the world up and they only have a choice of Liv and Rhea, if 100 of them don't pick Liv, I question them.
I mean, you almost got perfect example. Her husband, she's basically dating. Well, Liv is a Alexa Bliss clone, basically. And then he went from
No,
that to
no, Liv is way hotter than Alexa Bliss.
I don't know. They cut from the same mold. Like when Liv and what was it, Mandy Rose came in, I'm like, these are just like the same Alexa Bliss that just came in.
Liv Morgan look nothing alike besides their blonde white
I'm
women.
like, and then like if you go to NXT now, this is kind of off topic. Like there's like 6 girls there that they bring out. I'm like, all right, y'all are just trolling at this point. I can't tell the difference between these women now, and I don't want to be that old dude, but I'm like, who is this? They're all backstage in the locker room, like they always are, because the cameramen are perv. I'm like, who are these people? And then they come out and wrestle the next week.
NXT's good programming, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
But yeah, I hear you saying, like, traditionally, of course, most people will probably go with Liv and with Rhea, but some people are into like the gothy, punk rock type look.
I even think if Liv was to dye her hair dark and start wearing dark lipstick, she would still. It'd still be her over Rhea. Like, I don't know. I don't.
And
Look, and don't get me wrong, Rhea is a good looking lady. I don't want it to come off like I'm saying like, oh, she looks like this, that, and the third. Rhea's a good looking woman, but Liv's a different level.
and this is a good segue because we all know WWE is the storyline company, and this is what we're talking about. We're talking about who Donald choose, and like we ain't talking about anything in the ring. And I get it, but
Who gives a shit about the ring? Did you see them shorts, EJ?
Exactly. And
You talking about a goddamn wrestling man? I don't care about no arm bar. I'm trying to see them shorts Liv had on.
And it's entertaining, but at the end of the day, like your gripes with the Y6, you still got to go in the ring, and sometimes you can get a little bit. You can get a little bit Jerry Springer. So they're gonna reel it back in for at SummerSlam, but I'm like, all right. I'm sitting on the couch sometimes. I'm like, this is entertaining, but what are we doing here, people? Like,
Liv was promoting Summer Hams last night.
Like, I could go to P Hub if I want to see the whole shebang. But yeah, it's. I mean, we all know. We never know because they could like change it at the drop of a hat. But Dom's going to turn on Rhea at SummerSlam. I see it coming.
Oh my God, you just said the hub, and I started thinking there was a woman. This is way off track. You can stop me if you want. There was a woman back in the day that looked just like Trish Stratus when Trish was popular, and I can't think of her name to save my life.
We talked about this a few months ago, and you never did come up with a name because I wanted to do something for research purposes, but you could never think of her. You can never think of the woman's name.
Fucking shit. I can't think of her name to save my life. Perverts out there, if y'all are listening and y'all know what I'm talking about, you can anonymously hit me up in the DMs and tell me this lady's name. Gentile wasn't the one that looked like Trish, was it? I think it may have been Gentile. But there was another one. Because Trish used to do bodybuilding stuff. It was Trish and another chick I remember seeing on bodybuilding magazines all the time. And then, when I went to channel 99 on the black box and turned, I was like, wow, it looks like the chick on the bodybuilding magazine. Anyway, we're way off topic, EJ. Back to Monday Night Raw. Dominic chooses Rhea. Rhea licks his face, and then kisses him. It's the most action Rhea's ever gave Dominic. If I'm Dominic, I'm like, oh, now you want to lick my face after Liv done made out with me, after she's dry humping me every fucking Monday. Now you want to give me some affection? Get the fuck out of here. But nah, Dirty Dom went back to Rhea. And like you said, EJ, I think it's clear that he's going to turn on her, but I don't know, man. There's a lot of ways this thing could go. And shout out to Carlito. I'm not a Carlito fan, but every week he says one little line that's so funny. Like Rhea came back there and she was like, Dom, where were you at when JD and who was it? JD and Carlito got beat up by Jey Uso and Sami Zayn? She goes, where were you at when that was happening? And Carlito goes, maybe you should ask Liv Morgan.
It's always quick with the one-liners.
Man, that shit made me laugh so fucking hard. Maybe you should ask Liv.
Like, there's so many moving parts with this. But I'm curious, like, what happens to the Judgment Day once this all explodes? Like, you got the Finn Balor factor out there, JD. Like, that's what I'm curious. What happens?
I got a question.
What's that?
Do you think? So you said the Finn Balor theory. All over social media is like, from the beginning of this storyline, it's been like, we think Finn's involved. Do you think WWE reads all that shit? And so they purposely write Finn to do certain things to make it look like he's involved in it? Or do you think that's where the storyline's going? Because I feel like they're leaning the fuck into it now. Like last night, he sent Dominic one way and he went the same way Liv went. Or like Liv was standing there talking to Dominic and Finn showed up and she goes, oh, that's my cue. Gotta go. And she takes off and then Finn goes the same way she went. Like, I feel like they're leaning into what the internet's saying.
No, like in some instances, it makes sense to have red herrings, but it's just too much smoke. Like, it just wouldn't make any sense if they did that just to be a red herring, because he took the room key. He's like, but he did have an excuse, like, I just wanted to dispose of it. But who does that? And then like, this was months and months ago, like when this first started, wasn't they rolling up to the arena with each other, or came in the same car or something like that?
Yeah, they got out the same car.
So like, you can't make I didn't hear him making.
They come out of the same locker room also. Like Liv will walk by and then they'll be interviewing somebody else, and then Finn will come out of the same room. Like, you have to pay attention to it to catch it though.
Yeah, so I don't think, like you said, I don't think it's to throw us off. He's got to be involved somewhat. Maybe they start their own little clique. Him, Dom, Liv, or maybe Liv turns with everybody. Like I said, they can go a few ways with this.
I mean, Finn's kind of the king of the thirst traps too. Like, my ex used to love her some Finn Balor Twitter. He'd be fucking sitting backstage with his shirt off, and somebody would just start pouring baby oil all over his stomach, and he'd wake up and fucking rub it in and shit. Yeah. Like, he used to do all kind of shit like that. So him and Liv, they seem like a good team together.
Yeah, I know he definitely posts thirst trap stuff as well. With his 8-pack and whatnot.
Yeah. I mean, I don't blame him if I was built like that too. I don't think I'd ever wear a shirt if I was built like Finn Balor.
Yeah, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how this plays out at SummerSlam.
Other thing that happened this past week, MJF is your new international AEW champion as he beats Will Ospreay in a match at 59 minutes and 58 seconds. He gets the pinfall after hitting Ospreay with the Dynamite Diamond Ring. I'm on record as saying I didn't think this match was going to happen. I thought Daniel Garcia would run out and fucking attack MJF. Also, talked about taking my daughter to an indie show. She watched the whole AEW show with me Wednesday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she saw that whole match, and she was like going crazy when they jumped through the table. I didn't expect this match to go this way. After about 30 minutes, you kind of saw it like, oh, it's gonna be a time limit draw. And I gotta give it to your boy TK. He got me. I thought they fucked up. I was like,
Uh,
the referee's counting like too fast. Like the clock's not gonna run out. And MJF won the fucking belt.
yeah, they had to have a payoff. I mean, like you said, if they did a time limit draw, they could have set up like a rematch at Wembley, but no, they straight up MJF getting the win over Ospreay. I don't
And
know what I thought though.
doesn't Pac have a fucking title match at Wembley?
Yeah, he wanted the number one contendership, but they didn't say when it was gonna happen.
Ah, okay.
If I'm not
I thought you
mistaken,
said-
I may be wrong. I may be wrong, but I don't know if they announced where it was gonna happen. But Pac and MJF, I don't know about that. It's got to be Garcia and MJF. That's the only thing that makes sense in my eye. But if that happens, then where you go with Ospreay?
I don't know, but I've been very critical of MJF. But I it's time to fucking admit it. Like, this guy's really fucking good in the ring. I've seen hints of it in past matches, like with him and Daniel Bryan and him and who else did he wrestle a really good match with? He's had a couple really good matches, but like it's time to fucking give the devil its due. Like,
I mean,
all
you
pun
attended.
intended.
Sorry to cut you off. But you attended one in Orlando. Him and CM Punk.
Yeah, I was really drunk. I wasn't paying attention to that shit. It was
Well, I was. It was a hell of a dog collar match. But like you said, he's underrated in the ring.
but yeah, that's a gimmick match though, right? Like, but to go 60 minutes with Will Ospreay and to hold your end of the bargain up after going 60 minutes with Daniel Bryan, after like all the bullshit and all the corny, like, I'm trying so hard to be a heel shit that MJF does, like, when it comes to bell, he's like the opposite of the Wyatts. The bell rings, and then I pay attention to MJF.
Really, I like him on the mic though.
He's okay in the mic, but this motherfucker is really good in the ring. All the mic stuff, like, takes your attention away from it. But if you watch him in the ring, like, this motherfucker can go. So I just want to. I was wrong. MJF is probably one of the best wrestlers in the world right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious of how long they could keep him away from the world title, though.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of got to work his way back up to it, but me saying that he's one of the best in the world is not saying that he's better than everybody in AEW. I'm just saying he's better than I was willing to give him credit for. And this past week, like, I have no choice but to tell you this guy's fucking good in the ring.
Well, I guess I came to that epiphany. You already talked about it, like when you went that long with Danielson, but you know, a lot of people might chalk it off. Well, it's Danielson. Danielson could wrestle with a broomstick, but no, MJF showed he could go in that match. That's when he caught my attention, to be honest, as far as being in the ring.
That's a good point you just made too. It's like people always give his opponents the credit, say, "Oh, well, it was with such and such." Well, goddamn, like, he's having good matches with everybody. Like, the common denominator is MJF.
Exactly. So give the guy his due, and I'm curious on how long his contract is for. We all said this with the board 24. People thought he'd probably be in WWE now, but he, for some reason, at the core, he just seems like a WWE guy to me. I don't know if there any details came out with his contract, did they?
I don't know any details of it, but I don't see him in WWE. He can't beat MJF in WWE, and he can't have matches like he had in a. If he wants to go cash a check, he can. But
And it's, I mean,
cash the check in AEW.
I mean, it's the lazy comparison. He could beat Miz in WWE, the younger version.
Well, you don't want him to be. He can wrestle though. The Miz is now. I'm sorry.
He'd be smirching
Don't
the
make
good
me
name of the Miz.
disrespect the Miz because I fucking love the Miz. Like the Miz for
You
what
think?
he is the fucking truth. But like MJF is way better than the Miz
Yeah, in the ring, of course, yeah.
in
But
everything.
so that's all you need. The mic work, and he doesn't have to put on 5-star classics in WWE, as we can see by people that are there and over the LA Knights, and
Yeah.
you might not want to hear this, but the J as a singles,
Hey, hey,
Jay is a
hey!
singles guy.
Oh boy, catching strays.
Look
You
how they're the most over in the company. So I think he's like, AEW didn't exist when MJF was a kid. So that's everybody's dream, like especially his age. Like he was super young when WCW folded. So WWE, like all that aging range and roles really.
yeah.
But we'll see. What do
Hey,
you
you got their shit in last week, by the way. Like you have a 2 hour show and you have one match that goes 59 minutes and 58 seconds. And you still have Mariah May come out, cut a promo. You still have Mercedes wrestle Nyla Rose, and then Britt Baker dress up like Sting.
Mhm.
You still have, I'm sorry, not Ospreay. You still have Swerve versus Okada, which leads to a fucking smorgasbord of run-ins, including Darby. A couple Sting shout-outs last week, including Darby dropping down from the ceiling. Like AEW got their shit in last week on Dynamite.
Yeah, I enjoyed the show. You brought up the Mariah May thing because you rarely hear what chants in AEW, and I found out the reason why it happened. They said the sound was off in the arena; they couldn't hear her, so they were literally saying, even though they were being assholes about it, they were saying what because they couldn't hear her. So,
How about your boy Tony Schiavone?
oh, he wild out. He said fuck the bitch or something like that. He said.
He said- she was sitting there like dragging her words. He said, "Go ahead and speak, bitch. Get this over."
Like,
I was like, I'm sitting there watching with my daughter and my girlfriend. I'm like, God damn, Tony.
how
Speak,
like
bitch.
that made me laugh. How like older people when they get older, the filter gets less and less. I think that's what happened with Tony Schiavone.
Yeah.
He just that came out of nowhere. I'm like, Tony, supposed to be the lovable, legendary play-by-play guy and color
Yeah. I,
commentary.
I don't know what that was about, but I enjoyed the Mariah May. She came out, she looked like Tony Storm.
Yeah, that was airy. Like I thought it was Tony for a split second.
So now my question is like, where's Tony Storm go? Cause is she still Hollywood starlet Tony Storm, or is she gonna change her character again? I'm not gonna lie. I don't want this Tony Storm to go away. Like I enjoy the fuck out of this.
Yeah, we still need to be timeless. I think Mariah just did it for 1 week. Now if she does it again, then we know Tony might change the gimmick up. But like you said, I like the Starlet version. She has so much hilarious one-liners. And the shit she be doing online too. Like, yeah, we gotta have that for at least another good year before she even thinks about doing another gimmick change.
I still want them to come out with an action figure. EJ, I don't know if you know a lot about action figures. I know you're not into collecting game like I am, but with every series of AEW figures or WWE, they come out with a chase. So if they come out with an EJ Reed figure, you'll be in your normal figure will be you in like black, but the chase will be you in white. And I still think they should come out with a Tony Storm figure, and then the chase should be her in black and white.
Oh, that'd be dope.
They have something like that now in WWE. It's a basic figure, so it's like the cheap version of it, but it's a John Cena figure, but it's clear because you can't see him.
That's hilarious. but it's just like you could just it's like translucent. I'm curious how that
It's
even
just a
look.
fucking plastic figure that's like see through, but he's got the John Cena shit on, but you can't see him.
It's kind of funny. Yeah, AEW. How are like the style of AEW action figures compared to WWE?
I feel like they're hit and miss, man. There's like honestly the only ones I ever buy are the Sting figures, and the Sting figures are really good. But I also feel like they're missing a boat too. Like I feel like they could have did a whole set of just Sting instead of like coming out with Series 3 with MJF and Jericho. The whole series should be Sting, Crow
Mm.
Sting, Surfer Sting, Wolfpack Sting, Joker Sting. Like Stings did so many fucking different iterations that I think AEW missed a boat with doing that. And honestly, San Diego Comic Con is this week. I think Sting may get announced as having like some kind of WWE licensing deal
Mm-hmm.
where they're making Sting figures again.
You think that's the direction he's gonna go?
I think he's still. They got Billy Gunn figures right now. He's still with AEW.
Mm-hmm.
They got who else was it? There was somebody else that's still with AEW right now that got a figure lately. But I think they've got it to where you can still be a part of another company and sign a licensing deal and get your figures made. And I think WWE, when Sting went to AEW, there was supposed to be an old school Crow figure out coming of him that got canceled, and people were pissed. And I think they're fucking chomping at the bit to get Sting back under contract.
Yeah, like you said, maybe. I mean, he's not even technically with AEW anymore. So, I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't. But maybe he does have like a Legends deal with AEW because I know,
I mean, he
like
still like shares the AEW like posts and shit like that, like promoting their shows and shit.
oh yeah, he does.
Yeah,
Isn't it? What happened to his son training?
I don't know.
I mean, he looks just like him, so maybe that could work.
Yeah. Speaking of working, EJ, how's Cody working for you as the WWE World Heavy or Universal Champion?
And I feel like we've been beating this like a dead horse. He's like the fifth most important thing on WWE right now. We knew this was gonna happen. Like once he finished the story, like the story was Roman Reigns being dominant. That was what the story's been revolved around the past 4 years. So once Cody kind of snuck his way in it, he had to finish his story with winning the belt for his dad. Now what? I mean, it hasn't been terrible, but it's just been okay. I mean, he had the match with AJ Styles. Now he had to reinsert himself to the bloodline to even make it his story more interesting. Go figure. And it is what it is. I mean, I guess he's still over with the fans for they haven't flipped on him, but I feel like other people get bigger pops. But I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
I feel like Cody on SmackDown this past week was the most uninspired, boring promo I've heard in a long fucking time.
It's getting repetitive. I mean,
He had no energy. It was
I
just
think.
like,
Go ahead.
I don't know. It was just like I want to talk about Solo Sokoa and how I'm gonna beat you at SummerSlam.
Like it's his cadence too. Because even when he's more fired up, he's got that cadence. It's like I don't know. It's like you said, it's almost like a politician. Let me talk about this, and this, and then he's
Shaking
not.
hands and kissing hands.
Yeah, like you said when he was in New Japan and TNA, like how good his heel stuff was. I'm kind of want to see how that is already.
Yeah,
I didn't
I
watch during that time.
honestly I think he needs to go heel again. I don't think it's working. I really don't. People can lie to themselves all they want because they're Cody fans or whatever, and we all do it. You know, when you're a fan of somebody, you're like, "Oh, it's not that bad." No, this is bad.
I wouldn't say it's bad, but it's not good.
What the fuck is not good, EJ?
It's mediocre.
That's
Literally,
bad.
no, it's not. It's literally in the middle.
If you went to that steakhouse we went to in Vegas, if they gave you a mediocre steak, what would you call it?
It wasn't bad, but it wasn't the best steak I had. That's literally what mediocre is. Like, you get mediocre grades. You get a C. You didn't fail, but it's not you passed, but it's not the best.
The nigga beat Roman Reigns. He can't get a C.
Well, nobody would ever be able to follow up Roman Reigns that title run.
They should have had Priest cash in on Cody as soon as he beat Roman.
That would have been interesting. And then, like, what would have happened? I guess you would have Drew McIntyre actually carry out his reign. So that's what you're saying? Go that direction?
I mean, I don't care about all that. I'm just saying Cody should have kept the belt. Cody should have kept the belt. He should have got cashed in on as soon as he fucking won. It would have made Priest the biggest heel in the company.
Yeah. Like we always said, the money is always in the chase. Now that I'm thinking about it, Seth Rollins, how do you feel about Seth Rollins' title reign, his World Heavyweight title reign?
He's a workhorse.
Because usually we say it doesn't really work for a baby. I feel like his was pretty good.
Yeah, his was good. Cody's is not.
Like you said, he was more so that workhorse champion, and they did a good job of him like focusing and like emphasizing that he's defending it, and then Roman was away. But yeah, I don't know what you do with Cody at this point. I say shock the world. Why not have Solo win it at SummerSlam? Have Cody go back on the chase.
I wouldn't mind that. I feel like Cody's like, when you look at Cody, you see like the elite of the world. No pun intended, because he was in the elite. You know what I mean? Like 3-piece suit, watches that cost thousands of dollars, got his own tour bus, comes out in fucking Gucci shoes, got a big fucking white wolf as a dog, like he's on Game of Thrones or some shit, married to a beautiful woman. There's nothing that struggles with Cody.
I mean, the irony too, because his dad was the common man.
And the way he talks, it's almost like he's talking down to you when he's talking to you. Like,
yeah,
such a natural fucking cocksucker.
damn, man.
For lack of a better term, he's just an asshole, this guy. But for some reason, like, people love him. But if you really look at him, you're like, I would never hang out with a motherfucker like this.
Yeah, I mean, you say you're a Cody fan, but I can't tell.
I mean, I love the guy. Like, Cody's my guy.
Okay.
But WWE Cody, not a fan. ROH, New Japan, AEW Cody, that was my guy. WWE Cody, man, fuck him. I'm not feeling it.
I don't know. So, is there anything in your eyes that they could do to kind of rev it up a little bit with Cody and make you feel a different way?
Get rid of the suits.
That ain't happening.
Stop using these big fucking words all the time. Stop talking down to me when you do a promo. Show me some fire. Without crying. Without the fake tears. I don't need the fake tears. Show me some fire. Get mad. You know? These motherfuckers took out Randy Orton last week and you come out talking in slow motion. You say Randy Orton's your brother. They took out Randy Orton. You showed zero emotion. Now they took out Kevin Owens. Come hit a motherfucker in the head with the ring bell. You know? Go into the ring, grab a toolbox. These Samoans are crazy. Fight back.
Yeah,
I think it just ain't working for me. It ain't.
I think, like, first things first with the suits, like that's like an easy fix, like for him not to wear suits. But I think this is a part of him for some reason. I don't think he's gonna let go. Look what happened when they took the vest off of Roman Reigns and switched his music up. It was like a whole new person.
I feel like suits are a heel thing. Like Ric
They
Flair wore
are.
suits, Evolution wore suits,
The Miz wear
Batista wore
suits.
suits. Yeah, Miz wears suits. I feel like suits are a heel thing.
They
You
are.
can wear suits. I know Cody's excuse is like, I don't want people to see a pro wrestler when I go to like these meetings and shit. Cool. Wear that outside the ring. In the ring, I need you in a fucking sleeveless NWO shirt with some jeans on. You know? You ever see
Uh,
Scott Hall in a suit? Kevin
what,
Nash? Could you imagine Buff Bagwell in a suit?
I know, right? What was he? What was he wearing pre Stardust?
He's wearing just fucking tights and a t-shirt.
Yeah, why don't he go back to
When he
that?
when he was in Legacy, he's wearing a Legacy t-shirt with his ring gear on.
I feel like he should just go back to that.
You imagine how hype. Remember how hyped I got when he came out and he had a fucking cut off sleeveless shirt on, ready to fight? I was like, that's my nigga right there. Like now I'm with Cody. You come out in a three-piece suit, it just looks real Republican, you know?
Hey, we don't want your inbox to get flooded. What are you trying to say, Rucker? What's wrong with my party?
It just looks real fucking like upper 1%. And I mean, again, I can sit here and say all this, but the guy's like super over. He's selling merch like crazy. Like everybody loves Cody, but I think it's starting to I think it's starting to wear off because you got Cody standing in the ring and people are chanting "We want Roman."
Oh yeah, I noticed that this past Friday. I think that's the first time they said it with Cody. They usually say it with Solo, as expected. But yeah, I don't know. I told you slowly but surely fans will stop caring. But I think another thing that could fix it is if he loses the title. If he goes on this long ass title reign, they're gonna eventually turn on him. But the story is always in the chase, like we always say. So I don't know. I feel like SummerSlam is gonna be like a pivotal fork in the road, whatever road they decide to take. So
I don't even think he should main event.
you think it should be Punk and McIntyre or Liv or Rhea?
Yeah, I definitely think it should be Liv and Rhea because it's a world title match. If Punk and McIntyre had the world title instead of Gunther and Priest, I'd say Punk and McIntyre were main event. I don't think. I think Cody's the fourth most important match on SummerSlam.
Shit, I don't know. They've been making a LA Knight and Logan Paul seem like a big deal too.
So you're saying fifth?
Maybe,
You could.
yeah, possibly.
Roman Reigns had the belt for 4 years. You would have never said that there was any other match on the card more important than Roman's. Cody's had the belt 4 months, and now we're saying he's the fifth most important match on the card.
Hey, I can't add anything more to that. I mean, but one thing I will say is if we do see them go on last, then we know Roman's probably coming out to end the show. So guess we gotta keep our eyes out for that.
What we got next on the docket, EJ?
I don't know the nitty-gritty details of this, but they're saying that Bobby Lashley's contract is running up at the end of the month. You
Yeah.
think he might resign, or you think he's off the other pastures?
Rumor and innuendo would have you believe that WWE did not offer Lashley an extension and he's letting his contract run out and he's just gonna leave. I think they had something with Lashley and with the Hurt Business. They fucked it up. The fact that he didn't get a match at WrestleMania when Bray Wyatt got sick, when he should have wrestled Lesnar, I think was fucked up. And I think, man, I know he's damn near 50, but you couldn't tell. It's not like he's slowing down. You put Bobby Lashley in AEW?
I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to see him in AEW unless they have him as like an attraction because I don't. He's already accomplished everything that they can. I don't need him with the AEW title. But if they could like make him his own, like their version of Brock Lesnar, I'd be down for that. Have the beatdown clan in there.
Again, you just said the version of Brock Lesnar. That means you got to put the belt on him, make him special, and make it to where whoever beats him is special. I wouldn't mind seeing Lashley run through AEW for the next 2 years and then start losing to people like Swerve, Ospreay, somebody like that. But to see him just come in and fucking dominate and destroy everybody.
For some reason I like to see Lashley in TNA. TNA's pretty hot right now. You can run through their roster, put some people over.
I mean, he's been TNA World Champion before.
He could do it again. And who knows? We don't even know what his plans are. He might not even have AEW in his radar. I mean, he might even try to go back and fight some MMA.
He was married to Crystal Marshall at one point.
Were they married or did they just have kids?
They were married. They have kids together, but they were married. She's like the wrestling version of Halle Berry back in the day.
But another question, though, is Triple H gets all this praise, but I didn't come up with this theory. I saw this online, but they had me question, like, the way he's been booking black wrestlers during this reign, he doesn't have a nice track record if you think about it.
EJ, where have you been? Have you not been paying attention to Boot to the Face? What has Chris Rucker been telling you about Triple H and black people?
I don't know, but you look at Bianca and
WrestleMania 19 with Booker T.
You'll say that's Vince. We could
No.
argue about that back and forth.
Previously you could say that was Vince, but look at Triple H right now. That was all him, bud.
I don't think it was all him. He might have co-signed it and like agreed with Vince. Yeah, let's do that.
You know,
but
Triple H almost got his ass whooped by Mark Henry because he was a part of bullying Mark Henry with Shawn Michaels, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, and Psycho Sid of all people.
Yeah,
and Mark Henry looked at Shawn Michaels and Triple H and said, "I will kill you and everybody like you. If you think the motherfuckers behind you are gonna help you, wait till the fist starts swinging and let's see who duck and run." Mark Henry said he's ready to kill all of them.
Hey, shout out to Mark Henry. I want to go and watch that biography. I'll probably watch it sometime this week. But
shit was good, man.
Yeah. But just examples, Bianca and Jade are kind of just taking a step back.
Since Triple H took over, what's Bianca done besides winning tag team titles?
Yeah, she's taking a step back. You got the New Day just kind of doing whatever.
Getting beat up by the fucking Final Testament.
You had the Street Profits. They used to be at the top of the tag team. Now they're just doing whatever. Mm-hmm. Lashley's probably not in the company anymore.
Don't even get a WrestleMania match.
I guess the verdict is still out on Carmelo because he's still so new. But yeah, like now that I'm thinking about it, like it's not really any black talent at the top of the card. And at AEW used to talk about Tony Khan, but you got a black world champion, so say what you want about Tony Khan, but a black person is the head of his company.
I don't want it to sound like we're like somebody black should be the world champion. We're not saying just pick a black person and make them world champion. We're saying people with talent, people that have proven track records. All of a sudden, when Triple H takes over, they're no longer at the top of the card. Now, I love Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan's no Bianca Belair.
Mm-hmm.
There's no world that Liv Morgan should be the champion and Bianca Belair is like not even a tag team champion when they don't give a fuck about the tag titles.
But then, all right, with Bianca though, I could see somebody counter arguing you and be like, she was at the top for 3 years. She has to let somebody else get.
Until Triple H took over.
That's true. But people might be having Bianca fatigue. But we already gave you a bunch of other examples, though, that could give a counterpoint to if anybody says that about Bianca. I don't know. We're going to keep an eye on it, though. Speechless, huh?
I got a lot to say, but I'm just gonna leave it alone.
Say a snippet of it.
Fuck Triple H.
Hey, maybe I shouldn't have made you spit it out. I don't know, man. I was a Triple H fan.
Big
Like
note.
everybody liked the Rock and Stone Cold. I was a Triple H guy just because I wanted.
He tried to bully The Rock, him and Shawn Michaels.
That was Shawn Michaels.
Imagine this, trying to bully The Rock because you're jealous that he's better than you. Then you try to bully Mark Henry when he comes in. What do Mark Henry and The Rock have in common?
I don't know. You tell me.
Black.
But I don't know. Like I said, we'll keep our eye out on how these wrestlers move in the next few months and year and 2 years, and that's how we'll grade Triple H and how he deals with. He loves the Latino wrestlers. For some reason, it doesn't seem like he fucks with us so far.
He's fucking with Nikki Bella.
Oh, that's a rumor? That happened? Let's move on. I don't want to say anything. Man. Blood and Guts tomorrow.
That's what Triple H and Nikki Bella was doing. Yeah, Blood and Guts tomorrow night. Why are the Acclaimed in this match? Why is Mark Briscoe in this match? I don't give a fuck about Blood and Guts.
I'm excited for it. I mean, I don't know why Mark Briscoe's in it. I mean, they claim they're not as hot as they once were, but you had to put them somewhere.
You had to put them in Blood and Guts.
I think they didn't.
Where's Bryan Danielson?
I don't think they wanted to repeat everybody that was in Anarchy in the Arena. They just want, because you've seen in years past where they just do a rematch at Blood and Guts from Anarchy. I think they wanted to switch it up. But, I mean, like you said, they could have easily did the Bryan Danielson route and had him and Swerve have tension. I like Darby Allin in it. Mark Briscoe kind of. But I'm trying to think, like,
FTR's back. Why couldn't they put FTR in there?
Were they in Anarchy? I can't remember.
I don't know. But
I mean, we'll all be watching. I mean, like you said, you might not be excited about the participants, but Blood and Guts, not Survivor Series, War Games. Those are all attraction matches that they're gonna do something that makes us go ooh and ah. What I don't understand is Jericho and was it Ishii, like they're like totally leaning into this TV time with Jericho. I don't know how I feel about it because I was one that said Jericho get off my screen, but since they're leaning in it so much, like I'm like, maybe I just gotta accept this.
I'm not accepted.
I mean, we have no choice. They put him on Collision and Dynamite every week.
Yeah, ratings are at an all-time low also. Maybe they should fucking pay attention.
Maybe because he's making so much money. Tony Khan's like, I gotta get a return on my investment.
Jericho's actually going to be playing at a bar that is one of my accounts at work. It's called Mad Life Studios in Woodstock, Georgia. His band's going to be there. Now, this is the same place that hosts cover bands of Journey and Brooks and Dunn. Cover bands now, not actually Brooks and Dunn, not Journey, but cover bands of them. They're going to have Fozzy there in October.
Hey.
Probably seats 75 people in there.
I don't think Fozzy's like a big band. I think just because Chris Jericho's in it, people know about it. So take that for what it's worth.
So if you live in anywhere near Woodstock, Georgia, and listen to this, and you want to go meet Chris Jericho, he will be at Man Life Studios. I think it's like October. It'll be when I'm in Mexico. WWE will actually be here that weekend as well. For WWE Bad Blood.
Yeah, you won't be in town that weekend though.
No, I'll be out of the country.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to hear your ears bleed, then go to the Fozzy concert. Yeah, somebody that won't be attending is to the right of my screen.
This fucking guy.
But yeah, um, power rankings. You said you don't have them in front of you. You don't remember them.
No, I text myself and I'm looking at my watch now and I actually have them on my watch. So yeah, I got my power rankings written down.
So my number 5 is just because I wanted to show love to the ladies and a little bit of recency bias because all the other shows always are so far away from when we do the show. I got Zelina Vega. She got to win. Was it Zoe Stark? She got to win over.
Yeah. Yeah. On Raw.
Yeah, she got to win over Zoe Stark. I thought they were going to have that little 3-woman group just beat everybody, but I was happy to see Zelina get the win. I feel like she's underrated.
Okay. I'm glad you brought this up because I wanted to talk about this. Sonya Deville, Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark. Do you know what their name is for their group?
I didn't think they had a name.
Michin named them on Twitter.
Uh-oh.
She called them the stud line.
That's hilarious.
And she, instead of putting one finger up, she put 2.
Oh man.
And so, oh my God, what is this? Did you see that?
Yeah, when you put the fingers up, anybody's watching.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know,
Doing it now.
but
Anyway, and then they did it. Like they did their little handshake. They all put 2 fingers in.
so that's hilarious. Like WWE's leaning into it. This Netflix era is gonna be crazy.
I
feel
love
like
shit like that, man. Good for them. The stud line. I fucking love it.
I guess Zoe Stark is just leaning into it. I could have swore they said she has a husband, but
I thought she did too, but
maybe she just got to go with the flow.
she fits the description.
That's funny.
My number 5, EJ, also leaning towards women's wrestling. She's the number 1 contender for the ROH Women's Television Championship. She gets a shot this Friday night against Billy Starks. I wore her t-shirt last week, straight out of your mama's kitchen. She had a new finishing move this week too, Miss Red Velvet.
Wait, man, you watch ROH?
I did watch ROH.
Man,
I watched a lot of fucking wrestling this weekend.
hey, more power to you. I applaud you. I like once in a blue moon, maybe once a month, I'll throw it on for like 5 minutes just to see what's going on, but it's just too much fucking wrestling right now. But I did see her on Collision. She had a new hairstyle. When she come up with that?
I don't know. Red Velvet's one of them women that it doesn't matter what hairstyle or what any kind of style she rocks, it's gonna look good.
I don't think she has a shot against Billy Stark though, does she?
And Billy Starks ain't shit.
She's like the up and comer. They just can't rip the belt off of her.
Yeah, well, it's gonna happen.
We'll see.
Queen Amanada's gonna beat.
That's your forever champion. She's not beating Athena.
Also, Queen Amanada.
Yeah. She can go.
Yeah, that's what you want to call it. My number 4. She got a big win this past week on SmackDown and then challenged the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Miss Bianca Belair.
Who she beat?
I don't fucking remember, EJ.
Well, shout out to Bianca. I still don't really know where they're going with her and
Chelsea Green. She beat Chelsea.
oh yeah, she did. What a roll up. I remember now. I like Chelsea. But I can't argue about Bianca winning because, like I said, she's kind of in the background. So shout out to Bianca. Number 4. Gotta give some love. I know you. I don't think you have a problem with Speedball Mike Bailey, but I don't really hear you talk about him a lot. Yeah, Speedball
Put some
Mike.
shoes on. Put some shoes on.
Oh yeah, you said that's why. I remember you saying something. You don't
Can't
like
cheer
to
for
give
motherfuckers barefoot.
Speedball Mike Bailey, your new X Division champion, beating Mustafa Ali, Slammiversary, and that's probably like the actual in ring like bell to bell best match I thought, but Slammiversary.
You know, Speedball Mike Bailey has had the last 2 match of the years in TNA.
Yeah, dude could go.
Josh Alexander for 2022 and Will Ospreay 2023. And now he's fucking leading the pack with Mustafa Ali in 24.
I think that him being barefoot is detracting you from what he could do in the ring.
I could be pregnant.
So you said he's got to be pregnant.
He might as well be pregnant. He's barefoot.
I guess.
Oh man, I'm joking, y'all. Calm down.
My number 3 are your new TNA Tag Team Champions, ABC, Chris Bay and Ace Austin. They beat the System.
Shit, you not. That's my number 3.
Oh yeah, nice.
I'm a Chris Bay guy.
Yeah, I fuck with Chris Bay.
You know he's only 165 pounds.
We weigh like the same almost.
That just seems so small. I'm 238 right now. And I feel like I'm fucking huge. And he's 165. That seems so small.
Yeah, man, I float between 165 and 175.
Yeah, he's tall. Well, I don't know. Y'all might be about the same height.
How tall?
They are the same body type.
Nah, he's more shredded than me, so he's.
Yeah, he just looks muscular. You would think all the muscle he's got weighs more, right? But yeah, he's like 165.
Okay, he's a little bit shorter. Well, he's like a slight bit shorter than me. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he looks shredded. I can see that. Because after a good weekend's eating, I'm like weighing close to 180. No lie, even though of his water weight. So yeah, I fucks with Chris Bay.
Yeah, shout out to Chris Bay and Ace Austin, new TNA World Tag Team Champions. Both of our number 3s. My number 2, your new AEW International International Heavyweight Champion, MJF.
Oh, you kind of got me on the edge of my seat. Who's gonna be your number 1? But my number 2 is still your NXT North American champion. Obafemi, him and Duke Hudson. I didn't think it was gonna be as good as it was. Him and Duke Hudson put on a really good match.
It was a good match. You're right.
So I don't know who's gonna take the belt off him. It's gonna have to be like a scrappy underdog. Maybe they do Evans. Maybe they'll do the Evans kid. Maybe get a fluke win off him or something. But
I'm glad you brought attention to that match. That was a really good match.
So shout out to Obafemi. My number 1 was your number 2. I got your new international champion. Damn near hour in the ring. MJF defeating Will Ospreay to become your international champion. AEW.
My number 1 defeated 5 other men to become your new TNA World Heavyweight Champion. Don't call him Dolph, Nick Nemeth.
And you notice how it was a glaring omission on my list, and that was on purpose because I named like 2 other TNA champions. I'm not feeling Nick Nemeth like that. I never was a Dolph Ziggler guy.
It was a good match though.
I still left him off my list, but I knew you were gonna put
Josh
him on.
Alexander turns heel. Joe Hendry beats Moose, who
Yeah,
had lost in over 2 years. Moose hasn't had a pinfall defeat in over 2 years, and Joe Hendry pins him.
I did not see that coming. I think both of us picked Moose, and we were saying that Joe Hendry were going to chase. Yeah, I didn't see Moose losing so early too. So that's a good job of them, like kind of swerving us a little bit. And
There's a lot going on in this match, and Nick Nemeth ended up with the title.
yeah, and I thought they were going to go the way of Alexander winning it because I thought they were going to maybe do him and what's that guy's name? All Ego do like the 2-man power trip. That would have been a good crossover to North.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, that would have been good.
But
But I think heel Josh Alexander is going to put over babyface Joe Hendry before Joe goes for the world title.
oh, so you think Nemeth's going to drop it to Alexander?
I don't know who I just know Joe Hendry and Alexander about the feud, and a very aggressive mean streak having Josh Alexander versus Joe Hendry will be a good. It'll be a good way to get Joe Hendry even more over than what he is now.
You think, I don't know, man. It's not that much time in between now and Bound for Glory. Like, I'm curious to see, like, why did Nick Nemeth need the TNA title? I'm sure they're probably paying him a lot. And that was probably one thing they probably gave like a nod to him, like, okay, if you come over there, you probably get a title run. But I don't
Joe
know,
Hendry's
man.
not ready though, EJ.
I know you don't like him in the ring, but why not go with Alexander again instead of Nick Nemeth?
I like Alexander in the ring. I just don't like him as a character. Like, he's good in the ring, but as a world champion, he's not Kurt Angle.
I mean, I feel like they all have like that mold of wrestler that try to be like Kurt Angle, and like,
Right.
what do you think the closest is? Chad Gable, I guess.
I don't think anybody's where Kurt Angle was when he was at his peak. When Kurt Angle shaved his head and
Bro,
got rid of the headgear, he
yeah.
was just bald. Wrestling Machine Kurt Angle was the best in-ring wrestler I've ever seen since I've been watching wrestling.
And
I think he's untouchable.
we saw a snippet of it, and it was WWE ECW, but his main run as like the Wrestling Machine was TNA.
Yeah. I mean, he was Wrestling Machine Kurt Angle in WWE for a couple years, and then he went to TNA also. But like those 4 or 5 years with Kurt Angle, where he like just dedicated himself to being the best wrestler in the world, I've never seen anybody as good as he is.
Yeah, it was like when it was like the SmackDown 6. That was like he was wrestling his ass off then.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy how quick he picked it up too. 99 was his first year. And like people where you see transition, a lot of them pick it up well, but it's usually like the people that have been doing this since they're 17 and eventually become the best in the world. But him to be an adult and become that good so fast, that's the crazy thing about it.
I mean, I watched the Mark Henry documentary, and as much as I love Mark Henry, it took him forever to fucking for it to like click.
They sent him back down to OVW.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kurt Angle, man, a magician.
So yeah, my number one, Nick Nemeth, your new TNA World Heavyweight Champion. Street Clothes Wrestler of the Week, EJ. Let's get this done and get the hell up out of here.
I feel like in tradition, you got to go with your girl again, right?
Oh,
You know who your girl is.
first off, did you not see Jade Cargill on SmackDown?
Yeah, and that's why I'm going with her.
Oh,
I got to show my girl Jade Cargill some love with that ensemble she had on SmackDown. And then, yeah, like you said, even though they were antagonizing Chelsea Green, what did Chelsea Green do to be antagonized?
Yeah, I don't know. I just remember Jay Cargill standing up in that one piece, and I was like, street clothes wrestler of the week.
So that's who my street clothes rest of the week is. Jay Cargill, Black Girl Magic.
Yep. That was my street clothes wrestler of the week until Monday Night Raw happened. Liv Morgan wins it again.
We knew that was coming.
This motherfucker here.
She got Rucker for a loss of words.
That's all I can say.
I wonder how her and Taylor Rotunda are interacting. That's gotta be a little awkward.
I don't know, but if you need somewhere to stay, Liv, when you come to Atlanta, I might be in Mexico, but you can use my house.
I wonder how that would go over with your significant other.
She'll be with me in Mexico. And Liv, don't be alarmed by the cameras looking like they're on. Just be in your element. It's just you here. It's fine. Do what you do.
That's not creepy at all. But hey,
I'm trying to be creepy, EJ.
Yeah, well, like Rucker said, he proposed that indecent proposal. Liv, if you listen to this for some odd reason,
Did you ever watch that movie?
I didn't. I just know the premise of it.
You did not?
I said I didn't watch it, but I know the premise of it.
Imagine being married to a woman who looks like Demi Moore, and you look like Woody Harrelson.
Wasn't Woody Harrelson like a stick master though?
No, Woody Harrelson looked like shit. Did you not watch White Man Can't Jump? How the fuck did he get Rosie Perez?
No, I'm just saying, like in his real personal life, like didn't he date like a lot of women that he didn't have any business dating?
I don't know, but I'm just saying. Imagine you look like Woody Harrelson, and you're married to Demi Moore, and Roger, what's his name? Roger Moore. What was the guy's name?
I can't remember.
Some suave ass white dude comes up. Suppose I offer you $1 million for a night with your wife. To quote D.L. Hewley, well, I suppose you're gonna be fucking. D.L. Hewley said, for $2 million, you can fuck everybody in my house.
It's Robert Redford.
Robert Redford, yeah, that was him.
Who's still kicking. Old as dirt. Good for you, Robert Redford.
Man, look, you offer me $1 million for a night with my woman. I mean, it's her choice, but I'm fine with it. As long as the money goes to us. I don't need to know what happened. We don't even have to talk about it after that. We got $1 million.
That's such a weird thing. I gotta go and watch that movie because why wouldn't you just offer her the $1 million just to leave him, and then I could get my $1 million back once you're with me?
Because it's a power play.
I know it
like,
is.
You got all that money. You got all that money. You don't want to take her away from him. You want to take her and use her and fucking send her back to him.
It's a weird. It's a weird flex.
People that got a lot of money do weird shit, and that's what that was. I agree with you. Like, if I'm gonna pay that much money, just fucking leave. Like, come be with me. I don't have to pay you. Just come be with me. We can spend all this shit together. Yeah. He was like, nah. I want to pay you $1 million. And I'm gonna fuck her every which way but up. And then send her back to you. And you gotta spend this money knowing.
I don't think I would be thinking about that. I'd just be thinking about how rich I am.
You say that.
I say it.
But the first time you and her lay down together, you like, did he do it like this?
That stuff doesn't creep in my head. Like I've never been like a body count type dude.
It ain't about body count. It's about like, this is your woman. You know, you're her man. She's your woman. I don't want to be possessive like Rhea Ripley. Y'all belong to one another. And some guy just came in, paid you a lot of money, and he just had his way with her for a night.
If hey, if I'm the one that made that bed, I gotta lay in it. Now it'd be different
She
if she
made that
cheated.
bed. It's her body.
I mean, if I was gonna be a slime ball and take money for something like that, then I gotta deal with the consequences. I don't think.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's up to her. Like, she could tell you, you can either accept this or you can go your separate ways, but I'm fucking doing it. And then you're like, damn, is it the money or is she like attracted to him? Or you and her agreed to it, and the next time y'all hook up, you're like, I wonder if she was making this noise when she was with Robert Redford.
Yeah, my brain doesn't think like that. I don't think about what the other dudes would do it while I'm doing
Bad
my,
motherfucker than EJ, because that shit would creep into my brain and bother me.
yeah, stuff like that. That's a creep in my head. But I can see it bothering other guys.
Yeah, it
But
definitely bothered me.
yeah,
but I also think the money would like make me forget it too. I'd be like, did you call him daddy? Buy me fucking season tickets to the Cowboys tomorrow. You call him whatever you want to. As long as we got money, I can do what I want to. But again, like it's a weird movie. I don't even think I've ever watched the whole thing, honestly. I just know
It's like it's one of those movies that comes on like TBS or TNT, and you catch bits and pieces of it. But we went way off the track, but that's what makes the show so charming. We talk about a little bit of everything. While Rucker, for all the people that are listening on audio form, he puts his WCW championship belt on his shoulder.
Championship. Me and Ron Simmons, the only black people to ever hold this.
That's the only one I really associate with that belt. I know Sting had it, but when I think of WCW, I think of a big old belt. But when I do think about that belt, I think of Ron Simmons.
Luger, Vader, Sting, Ric Flair.
I still associate with Ron Simmons first.
I hear you. Anything you want to say to the people before we get out of here, EJ?
Like always, make sure to subscribe on YouTube and follow us on X, Facebook, wherever you can find us, and keep supporting the show. We appreciate it.
Definitely appreciate it. Next week, our YouTube feed will be a couple days late, as I will be out of town, as well as EJ. We'll record on a Thursday, but we will post audio and video in time to get your SummerSlam predictions in for Saturday night. So don't be alarmed if you don't find us on Wednesday like you normally do. But for EJ Reed, I'm Chris Rucker. This has been Boot to the Face. Until next week, peace.
Got it bumping. Leg drop, boot to the face, we won't fold. Quick to put a dude.